His topic is visual effects as a medium of using digital storytelling to solve global solving.
Hello everyone. Uh, my name is Agam Kumar Verma. I'm assistant professor of Sharda University in Greater Noida. So first of all, I'm sharing my screen to present my presentation. So my topic is visual effect as a medium of peace building. So what is that going on? Let's go for introduction. Introduction. With the present era of switch technologies, uh, advancement and connectivity, VFX has emerged not only as a entertainment tools but also as a professional tools and mediation between the collective memories and past trauma and hopes of reconciliation. VFX are even thought cinema, VR, AR, and digital company and alternative modalities which audience are present with the goals of crisis and reconciliation initiatives number. Analyst, Analysis 2023 with the fault of lines created by war, displacement, and social dislocations going ever more globalized, the piece of digital storytelling in the promotion of empathy and formation of translation, sociality, and take off the added importance. Amidst the environments, visual effects serve as a visual lingua franca, facilities of compatibility and multifaces humans experience into understandable, effective forms. And the following analysis drawn on the foundational theory constructs clarifying the work of representation, culture capital, and effective public in digital storytelling, comprehensive lecture reviews, and contrasts the development of VFX piece media. Close case study, analysis technology and effective, groundbreaking visual piece narratives, and the four of in weaving together these strands, the paper seeks to contribute the socially knowledge of the special importance and enduring challenges that characterize the employment of visual effects as a peace building tools. In an era of characterized by the velocity and the polarization reveals nominations and the create shades of sociality, imagination, thought, mediate vision continues to be a urgent imperative and exciting era for academic, policy, and artistic engagement. And my extract goes to something like that. The convergence of digital visual effects and impressive storytelling methods has significantly influenced the way socialistic imagination and narration stories of the conflict, peace, and culture. This paper discusses the potential of VFX-based storytelling to evoke empathy, encourage peace building, and foster global sociability, and building on the theoretical functions such as spiritual halls. Theory of representation, preparing the culture capital, Henry Junction, conference culture, Ziti Pedagogy's theory of effective publics. This research questions how to representable practice across digital media influence, share imaginations of peace, and the cross-cultural relations. By carefully considering groundbreaking cases studies and like Baldwin's, Cloud Orchestra, UNICEF, animated humiliation appeals. We are based the memories of the major Indian films animation production, and the paper described how to VFX drive effective and cognitive transformation among the worldwide audience. The study identifies the result in empathy creation, policy dialogues, and international solidarity, while reflectivity examines ethical, technological, repotential based complex that make digital peace building interact. In and with their future oriented framework integrating upcoming trend in the mixed reality and transmedia and inclusive narration as a destiny of leader and catalyze peace in digital age through visual effects. So that's my abstract going to something kind of describe influence, empathy, peace building, and global social ability. And the next part is a conceptual framework. So, what is the process of conceptual framework? So, first of all, there's a VFX part and going to digital storytelling. So, there's a starting part. Digital storytelling is a collectively described what is the going on empathy level, yeah, empathy topics, yeah, empathy content, basic of. So, I'm going to clarify this. The following diagrams is in sculptural in the linked process at the core of these papers examinations visual effects located at the technologies and creative starting points facilities the creations of digitally synchronized stories the move beyond traditional narratives the stories present sequence or for effective peace building narratives and in turns the development of global social ability. This curricular process facilities and continuous feedback loops where audience recreations feed into future interaction in the both technologies and the story emphasis. In the schema, every step in the nest within the border system of technologies, innovation, culture, meditation, and ethical negotiations. Visual effects are not just a technical flourishes, but transformatory forces with the potential of reshape perceptual uh, horizons. Storytelling is a vehicle for the communication experience, realities, and multiple vision of peace. So, empathy is what trigger the motivational and effective foundation for action. And peace building refers both to the process and the goal of ending conflict, the building reconciliation and global social ability in the edges of collective identification and corporations. And my next topic is theoretical framework. Theoretical framework, yeah. The Stuart Hall's representation theory at the heart of any concentration of meditated peace narratives is Stuart Hall, groundbreaking theory of representation. According to the Hall, media do not simply reflect reality, but actively make it through circuits of meaning, power, and ideology. Like Hall 1997, there's a best example for theoretical framework. In a VFX informed narratives and visual decisions, color patterns, animation styles, and spectral competition serve to encode specific meaning. Configure the terms of which audience perceive conflicts, victimhood, and reconciliation, cause differentiation of reflection, international, and the consequences. Representational method of provide a culture frame for understanding the possibilities and challenges of visual piece of media. Specifically, the constitutions mode, which understand meaning as a arising of the intersection of image, context, social negotiation, is the practically useful of grasps how to digital story enable collective empathy by placing necessary to reflective representation in a peace building media production. There is a second part of period boundaries nation of the culture capital. So development of a culture capital places VFX based peace building within a sphere of power and this dissection in the example of Borerio 1984. The culture capital referred to the stock of knowledge, sustainabilities, symbolic, comprehensive that enable upward modify social differentiation. In digital storytelling, the use of advanced VFX and interactive narrative types testifies to technical expertise and culturality, specific story of meaning, like example of sociology, learners, and etc. Notability, the reception of effect of peace building image depend on the audience culture capital. Their knowledge to digital idioms, forms of interpretation, and the social historical allowances. As the Burrid suggests, interqualities of access to such a capital threaten to reproduce exclusion in apparently universal campaignings. Hence, discrimination of VFX tools and cross-culture co-production becomes overreaching desire for peace building. And the Henry Jing's conference culture, according to that, the theory of uh, congruence culture plays the empathies of fluid, particularly character of today media environment, like example of Henry Jenkins 2006. That's the best example for that. Jenkins characterized Converge as a hybrid blend and technology, but its form of culture transformation in which a storytelling follow across multiple platforms, opening doors to audience, co-creations, and remixing. In the context of digital peace building, Converge culture dispersed and follow of messages interested in visions in spreadable media environment in which users produce narratives. These narratives extend from VR to animated humanities campaignings, collective scenes making, and actives across deserve digital spheres. So that's a theoretical framework in effects. When the short the case studies, so there is a going and a little bit of analysis. Walt and Bashir 2008 animation memories and conflict narrative according to milestone is the animated documentaries within a distinctive combination of hand draw and computer graphics, film bringing back from depressed recollections of 1982, and there's a place of Lebanon War. The VFX are not stylic, but allow visualization of traumatic memories and per- permanegation. The empathies are the unsettled nature of the wartime memories, engaging audience to produce of the incorrect and effective, if all willing to donate to refugees relief. Carven 2022. The VFX structure defined by the depth mapping, dynamic environment modeling in a special narrative flow, achievements maximal presence without the sensitive of interminizing suffering. And the next topic is challenges and ethic, ethical concerns. So VFX threaten the reproduction of a voleric look, substantiality, and ethics of compression to ethical CSSH Zurich 2025. Additionally, challenges arising regarding framing, agenda, setting, content, context, what conflict the imagination, whose pain is considered deserving of VFX, amplification, and what are the pitfalls of oversimplification or internalization in global campaigning narratives. The example of O'Donnell 2024. All construction theories highlight how to the very choice of imaginary to political constructions effective, the crisis of memory and the meaning hall. Like example of Hall 1997, some challenges in data privacy and the virtual traumas. Since VFX peace building narratives more and more depend our user data in order personalize or Gamfi in the experience are the related concerns around privacy, surveillance, and the communications of like trauma content base is the time zone of CSSH Zinc 2025. Further, for the survivors and the unreachable population, digital assessment of traumatic experience may cause re-traumatization unless handle sensitivity with the informed context and physically care. Is according to of Kofi Annan Foundation 2024. The some kind of little bit of challenges like risk of data safety, global digital drive, and re-traumatization, emotional manipulations, empathy figures. That's kind of future direction. The next topic is that future direction. Future direction is the completely going with the mixed reality, interactively, and co-creations. Co-creation and pre-creations also. The future horizon of VFX driven peace building in a outlined by the interaction of mixed reality. That's called MR, interactive designs, and practically authorships. MR environments that combine VR and AR and holographics projection are already being tested for hybrid peace museum, real-time conflicts resolution, and practically truth and reconciliation interactive, according by Henry James 2025. That's called VFX Pix 2025 also. Intel field trails indicate the narratives forms where users influence story outcomes or co-write is provide the greater engagement and presenting learning for human security, academics and activities call for decentralization, the production of VFX through open source softwares, place-based capacity development and translation, creatives and networks. Decolonizing peace media effects need to ensure not just access but also meaningful engagement of historically exclude communities in narrative and technologies planning. like O'Donnell Alliance for Peace Building in 2024 and 25 also. Blockchain secured authorship seems like decentralization, creation platforms, and hold out the promise of restraining narrative agency to variety of publics. And there's all the studies for the conclusion is the articles has been developed and extend critical examination of VFX as a peace building medium and facilitator of global society based on integrated theoretically parts of covering representation theory, culture capital, and coverage cultures and effective publics. And the account has been explained the various interconcern, meaningful whiles, content creation, where digital stories fosters empathies, modelization affects publics, and big across culture facilities. The cases, sorry, the case studies such as a vault with Bashir and Cloud over Silda and UNICEF animated campaigning like VR museums and some kind of Indian films have confirmed the argument that the VFX provide the unparalleled possibilities for impressive like public attractions and with the piece storytelling. However, the lecture and the case studies analyze demonstrate these innovation are not without deep ethical and technical. The question regarding representation, distant conclusion, emotional manipulations, and narrative authorships required constant innovation, and reflexive pieces. So that's my working on that topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Agam.